Ethereum's going to pump too.
Because Ethereum has larger use cases.
Yeah, because they're going to have a lot more markets. They have smart contracts. Insurance it'll open up to like insurance policies, real estate.
The game's going to get bigger next year.
Yeah, once those ETFs get approved, a lot of funding will be available to develop on the blockchain.
Yeah, wild times are coming.
Wild times are coming.
Welcome back
to another week
of Sometimes Crypto,
the Unscripted
crypto podcast. Hey yo. So we're a little delayed.
Yeah, a little late episode.
This is getting recorded on a Friday.
That first episode went bad.
Rough.
It went bad.
This should be out Sunday, ideally.
Yeah, should be out by Sunday. So
it should be good to go there.
You're gonna have 2 quick episodes back to back, almost.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So there's
we got a lot of stuff to cover.
Exciting things to cover. We're gonna kick it off with. I came back from where?
China. I went to Shanghai.
Okay.
Went for a trade show. Met some people, business partners. Like, it was fun. China was cool. Like, I liked it.
You like being watched?
No, I did not like being watched. That was the one part that was like bothering me the most.
Because they're noticeable, right? The cameras.
Cameras are all over the place.
And noticeable.
Okay, so I walked out of the hotel.
Yeah.
Walking out of the hotel, like right in the middle, right there, like
this, like how we have set up.
Yeah, it's kind of like this.
Dude.
But it's out on the street, so you know that camera's not a hotel camera. It's like public area. It looks like it's public area, and it's just a camera on a pole. Boom,
boom. Also, even if it's a hotel camera, they're still watching.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Also, I was like watching. I was looking at all these cameras. I was like, there's a lot of these cameras that were just placed by like the businesses
for security.
Exactly for their security.
But they're tapped.
They're all tapped.
Yeah, 100%.
And then like on the other end, like back end, that's where they'd have all like the surveillance. Like if someone needs to find someone, you're gonna be easily found over there in China.
Well, isn't like I read this? I saw this on a reel that in China, since there's so many cameras and the way their surveillance works, is if you are caught jaywalking, even if your face is covered, they can still charge you to your account by the way you're walking. Like they know how you walk.
They identify your motion. That's crazy. And
immediately charges your account. You get withdrawing your money, and then your social credit score gets dropped.
I believe it.
And then to add like some pain, your friends, if they're caught, once they see that you're around friends or your people, their social credit score also drops.
Even if they don't,
only as long as they're associated with you. Like if they're like talking to you in a group setting, their credit score could be affected as well.
Even if they're not jaywalking. Damn,
that's wild.
That is surveillance.
Yeah,
at its highest form of like potency. I don't know. I think I did hear about that reel. I think it was Jordan Peterson.
I think it was too. Like I don't think it was. I think it was a Jordan Peterson podcast. I don't remember who he had on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll get to the point where we can just go, Jamie, clip it, put it in,
and then just pull it up. Yeah. That's crazy. I feel like the other side has like some type of AI system or of sorts, like computer trained algorithm that detects that motion.
So that reminds me of something. I saw this video on the PPD podcast that it's an AI system attached to cameras that shows what you're doing to the company or like where you are. So they applied it to Congress during a Congress meeting, and they were detecting what percentage of the time are Congress members on their phone. And there are like multiple members that are like 80%, 70% on their phone while someone in Congress is like talking about a specific topic or problem.
Yeah, giving a speech,
and they're just completely distracted. They did that same test in a Starbucks, and it showed how there are like 5 employees. One employee has like 20 coffees.
I saw that.
The other employee has like 10, and then there's one employee, poor Olga, just got flamed. Had like 3 coffees, but you see their like the way they're walking, and you can see like one of them is just in the back sitting like this. There's other ones that are coming back and forth attending customers.
Yeah, I saw that video. I don't know if it was a Starbucks specifically, but it was definitely a coffee shop.
It was a coffee shop. I said Starbucks
just because. It was definitely a coffee shop.
Hey man, click span, gas, enticing.
I'm sure Starbucks is actually looking into that.
Everyone's looking into that.
Exactly. That's crazy. Like I saw it because like that one girl like had 3 coffees while the other people had 20.
And then on the pod they're like, that one should be fired. The one that has 20 should get a raise. And then all of them, who are all for the most part all like entrepreneurs and like business owners, are like, if we have this implemented, you can come to us. You should come to to your boss and be like, these are my numbers. I think I deserve a raise. Don't you agree? Like type of situation.
Yeah.
And definitely more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. It gives you more leverage as like your productivity. It's like just a measurement, a tracker.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like some people are not gonna like it.
It goes to the overreach of government, to like how China has it.
Yeah.
So that's where the fear comes in. I think as long as you can try to keep it to private businesses as much as you can, and not push it onto.
Yeah. When I was working security, there's a lot of foot traffic.
Yeah.
We were getting thousands per minute. And I was talking to upper management and emergency response teams. I was like, we were talking about like algorithms that would detect faces like for bolos and like certain behaviors. So like specific people that they had on like watch list, and then specific like actions that we monitor for to make sure it's not happening, or if it does happen, someone gets alerted.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that technology has been like in the works for a while. And now they're starting to use it.
You think China's the best at it?
Oof.
I think China's pretty good at it. They've had time to practice.
That's a good question. Yeah, I got scared. Not that I got scared. It's just I was annoyed porque me picaba el culo.
His ass was itching.
Y no me podía
he needed to scratch his ass and he couldn't.
He couldn't.
For those who don't understand the Spanish.
And I was like, damn.
So, what was your favorite food in China?
Favorite food?
Like, there has to be something you're like, oh, I can eat this.
So I didn't eat in any street vendors.
That's smart though.
Like
your stomach might not hold that.
Yeah, I just at local restaurants, like small, like mom and pop things. Like there was a couple that I was like, okay. I was in Shanghai and I went to a small town, a water town outside, like 2 hours away.
Okay. That's a good distance, bro, for you leaving from where you were.
And I went on the train, like the metro. I figured it out. I was like,
I don't know if I would have done. I would have been there. I would have like,
I figured it out. You went to the metro station and started clicking stuff.
How's that Google Translate work going for you?
Honestly, works sometimes.
Not so much
other times.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of dialects, so like things get lost in translation.
Gotcha.
In Shanghai, I only ate like at like more like fancier restaurants.
Expensive and inexpensive.
I don't know. I couldn't see the price. Literally, the people that we were with. So we had dinner with a handful of like natives, and they were all like, "Oh, you're our guest." Very like they wouldn't let us pay.
Oh, those are people I'm assuming you guys work with.
Yeah,
and they're like, "No, it's your."
Yeah, they're people that we work with, and they're like, "No, we're here. Let us take care of you."
Gotcha.
The food from those restaurants were really good. Like, I don't think I had a bad dish.
Like higher end restaurant style. Like, no complaints.
Like in Shanghai specifically, the food there is a little sweet. One person that we had dinner with, she's not from Shanghai. She's from a different region.
Gotcha.
Closer to Beijing, where the capital is, and like the Great Wall of China.
Yeah.
For some reason, I completely forgot about the Great Wall. I was like, they're like,
you're probably a little far.
I was far. I was actually like 8 hours away.
Jesus.
Far. I was far. And they brought it up. I was like, oh, that's a thing. I forgot about that.
You can see from outer space.
You can you?
That's what I read.
Okay.
It could be a lie, but that's what I've read.
So she doesn't like sweet food a lot. And
so she had some complaints.
So it's not that she had complaints. It wasn't her ideal.
Gotcha.
But the food was good. I had this soup that was white, and I've never seen it looked like milk almost, but didn't taste like milk at all.
Interesting.
And it had a fish inside, like fish.
Sopa de pescado.
Sopa de pescado, yeah, fish
soup.
But it was white. I've never seen fish soup white, and I was like, okay, it was actually really good.
Gotcha.
Like really good. Completely threw off what I expected to taste.
So to transition from your fun trip, you were gonna give us a review of Orchid.
Yeah.
How did that go?
I ended up not needing to use Orchid because of AT&T.
Gotcha.
I had a like international business thing and somehow had service. Everyone was surprised. Like I was telling
everyone in China.
Everyone in China, they're like, "You have service?" Like I was like, "I'm not using a VPN," and they're like, "Really?"
I think that's just the fact that AT&T if I'm not mistaken, uses satellite.
Yeah.
So you're just able to connect.
That's what I was thinking when I was over there. I was like, I'm pretty sure AT&T uses satellite, and I think it's because I was like, if there's a cell phone tower nearby that I'm supposedly like connecting to instead
through China, it shouldn't have worked. It shouldn't have worked because they're connected. Okay.
Yeah. So then I didn't actually end up using it. I also was trying to use it because I was like, okay, I need to do the review, and bro, I already
he couldn't find the button.
I couldn't find. I got.
He
lost.
thought he when we first recorded, he goes, I think I'm just slow.
Yeah.
The button didn't show up for me.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't see it. It wasn't there.
I did not see it. I saw everything but the one button. It's right there. It's at the bottom.
Yeah. When you open the Orchid thing, it just said connect.
Connect.
So I think what we're gonna do then, guys, is we're gonna do another episode talking about Orchid, and we're gonna use the VPN since it's apparently that easy to use.
Yeah, it's super easy to use, and then there's nuances like you could add more hops and like make it more. Like I saw everything else, like all the advanced features, but I did not see. Like I was like, okay, how do I activate it? Like turn it on.
So we're gonna plan it out to do an episode fully Orchid reviewing. Reviewing Orchid and how their VPN system works.
There's actually a very cool system behind the Orchid's infrastructure, so it'll be a fun episode.
We'll deep dive Orchid episode.
Keep an eye out for that one.
We'll make sure to let it be known.
Yeah. Crypto's not used in China too much. Like
it's outlawed.
It's outlawed. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Completely illegal. They don't want you using a decentralized
exchange. Like I think
currency.
Crypto exchanges were outlawed 2017, and then all of crypto was outlawed 2021.
The crazy part is that we still have a lot of mining coming from China.
I think they're allowed to mine.
They're allowed to mine?
I think, maybe. Or they're doing something. If we're still getting... I'll Google that real quick.
Yeah, because I know that mining comes out from China. How they do it, I don't know. But I have always heard, like since, like you said, 2017, they started making things illegal. And then price drops because it's like, oh, it's China. It's a big population. It's not good. And then later on, more illegal, like more things become illegal in China for crypto, and then price dropped again, but then stabilize.
So I'm currently opening up a CoinDesk article, which we'll make sure any article that we mention or talk about, we always try to have in the description, so you guys can always pull it up. So what it reads here is Bitcoin mining appears to have survived the ban in China from September 2021 to January of this year, which is 2020. Well, of last year, which is 2022. China's contribution to the Bitcoin mining network was second only to the U.S. to that of the U.S. China is once again contributing a significant chunk of the world's Bitcoin mining operations, despite the ban last year, according to the Cambridge Center for Alternative Finance. I'm reading here. It just says they're still doing it following the crackdown on Bitcoin mining in the country last year. China's shares was reduced to 0% in July, August. However, the CCAF's latest data shows that the figure was up 22% in September. So this suggests that the underground mining activity has been underway in China. So they're still mining just underground. Illegally. That's what's up.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one thing. I have no quarrels with the Chinese people. They are amazing.
Yeah.
I love them.
As a government.
Yeah, the government is a
little wonky.
Yeah,
we don't want to. We don't want problems in life. They're a little wonky.
What do they go by? The
CCP?
No, that's what America calls it.
My fault.
The Republic Peoples of China, government people of China or something like that.
Gotcha. I don't know what they call it. My fault.
Yeah, it's a republic supposedly.
The Republic of China?
Yeah, the People's Republic of China, I think is what it is.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, but yeah. I felt very comfortable. Like I was kind of worried about like what I had to say and like if I make it.
But with the people you're chilling.
Yeah, with the people it was super chill. They're just a little timid, like a little bit like.
You're being watched.
Yeah, they're a little nervous. Like I don't. They don't really know you. Their cultures are different, so.
Yeah, understandable.
But they're good people. Like
gotcha.
Friendly, welcome. I made friends with a coffee shop owner over there. His coffee was really good.
Nice.
We're speaking completely through like translations, like
translator. Yo, that's what's up.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So on that topic, since we talked about how crypto's outlawed,
yeah.
So I saw an article this week. Not an article. I saw a podcast that there's an article there from Crypto Banter, and the guy mentions how the current trading price in China prices have dropped. We're going to touch on that in a little bit now. So the current price in China that Bitcoin is selling at was like at 33,000, Well, at the time that it was being recorded, the price in US and around was like 27. Because since in China, you can't trade and transactions are illegal, like it has to be peer-to-peer.
It's a black market.
It's a black market. So it's peer-to-peer. So there's a higher premium. So essentially, if you were, arbitrage, how you used to do, there are people, or if you can, people are buying Bitcoin here, going to like trying to peer-to-peer sell it in China for the difference of the 5K. Like a nice little profit right there.
Damn.
That's a big difference.
That is, yeah. I might start doing that myself.
I mean,
it's not illegal for me.
No,
it's not illegal for you. I'm just sending Bitcoin.
But that's what they're doing, because the article I was reading was a lot of the wealthy Chinese people and companies are trying to get their money out of China because their market is just crashing. The yuan's taking a huge hit. Their real estate, their commercial real estate more than anything is just taking a huge hit. They literally have what's called desert cities.
Yeah. Or they're empty.
They're empty because people just buy
ghost towns.
Yeah, ghost town. That's what it's called. They're just buying real estate, like apartment complex and that, and not living in it, just empty, which is wild.
Yeah. So one thing I thought was really weird: Shanghai has a population of like 25 million.
Jesus.
And it's very hard to see people over there.
It's that big?
There's a lot of greenery, like a lot of trees. It was actually I was like
surprised.
I was like, this place, the architecture to me was a little like industrialist and a little mundane in some places. But
I mean, ours isn't any better.
I know.
It's very the thing is very modernized. It's not like back in the day, like you try to show off.
The skyline, like the downtown area, is really cool. But like in general, like the whole rest of the city is pretty mundane architecture. But the greenery is insane.
Yeah.
Every space that they have that they could find, like put a tree or a bush or a flower or something, it's there.
Damn.
So like I'm on I think it was the 20th floor of the hotel looking out. I'm like, bro, there's trees everywhere. Like it kind of felt like I was in a forest. More like I see more trees there than I see here.
Nice.
So I was like super surprised.
Oh, cool.
But China apparently started doing that, adding more greenery to their cities because they get a lot of flooding. So they're calling these sponge cities.
Because they absorb the water.
Yeah, they're trying to make the cities more spongy.
Yeah.
And have the water be absorbed.
That's nice. We can do it over there in Miami. You can't because we just have water.
Yeah.
The water can't go anywhere because there's just more water.
So there's already water there.
There's already water there. So as I mentioned, we talked about the prices, the difference. FOMC meeting happened yesterday. No rate hike. We're still at like a 5.25 or like a 5.5 in terms of the current rate. And market took a little hit. More stocks are down, but market is currently more balanced, but it's not. It has dropped from when it was at 27 earlier this week. Because Powell just didn't really say much
at the FOMC conference.
I tuned in. There wasn't much said.
When was that? Was that yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay.
There wasn't much said, or maybe the day before. I think it was Wednesday.
Okay.
There wasn't much said in terms of what's currently going on. He's saying core inflation is still there. We still need to drop it to 2%. And a lady wasted her question like, "Oh, when do you think we're gonna pivot this and that?" He was like, "We're taking it day by day as he like."
Yeah, that's
and it's like he's not gonna tell you. But as of right now,
what was inflation at?
He didn't
say.
He didn't give a number.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm gonna
search it up.
Search it up. I think I don't because he didn't give the CPI. The CPIs would get the number.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure the consumer price index. But do a quick Google search. What basically he was saying was they're taking it meeting by meeting as he's been saying, and as of right now he sees maybe another rate hike before the end of the year. He's not sure if it's going to be there's 2 more meetings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, November and December.
December. He's not sure if he's going to give it for November or December.
Yeah, so what do you mean he's not going to give
like he's not sure if he's going to do a rate hike in November or December or when.
Okay, so...
But he's definitely taking... He even said maybe neither and maybe just January. A lot of people feel that's not the case. We're most likely going to see another rate hike.
We're at what, 5.25?
In terms of current interest rates, yes.
5.25. Yeah, so they have the potential of raising it up another
quarter.
Another 0.25%. Inflation's down to their 2% target in a couple of years' time. So they're trying to bring down to 2%.
Oh, what he did say, which we may have to hold higher rates for more than expected.
How come?
Just because of the effects.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's such a slow turn the markets move very slow when it comes to these things. So we're seeing some of the effects, but these effects may take longer. What Powell did say, which was hilarious, he goes, if you take away cost of electricity, like cost of power, like the power things,
mm-hmm.
and cost of foods, our inflation is actually down.
Okay, yeah, because oil is up.
Because oil and everything else up. So basically what he said was, if you don't eat and don't use power, you're good.
You're fine.
You're fine. Anything else, apart from that, you're just chilling.
But like, what is there besides?
Everything else is kind of on the downturn.
Consumer goods.
Consumer goods,
like services.
Services, they're not crazy high.
It's just
power, oil and power. Yeah,
so
oil.
That's an easy fix, like in terms of produce oil.
So the issue. So let's talk about the oil thing, just because it is interesting. Our current president, Biden, has depleted our oil reserves. The oil that we're supposed to have for wartime or for in case of emergencies is almost all gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because how do you think we're keeping our prices so low?
Oh, okay.
For oil? Because oil right now is trading. Last time I checked, was at $92 a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Like right after the pandemic when it spiked up.
Mm-hmm.
So that we would have high oil prices. The reason it's currently at the prices we're seeing is because we're dumping all of our reserves, and we don't have any more.
But we're not like drilling.
We're not. No, not. We may be drilling. I don't think we are, but not at the rate necessary to do so.
That's crazy. We should though, because we got hella oil.
But the thing is, people, right or wrong, they don't want to do fracking. They don't want to do any of that because they don't want to. The narrative, we don't want America to continue pushing that climate change. We want to be the greener, but it's not feasible at this time. Mm-hmm. It's just not. We're not gonna. We can't sustain it.
I see. Damn.
But yeah.
So do you think that we shouldn't be using our reserves and let
they're already empty
and let prices go up?
I don't think using our reserves. Well, they're depleted now, basically. Mm-hmm. No, because we're at a current position where we can't almost fight a war. Mm-hmm. Not saying we can't send things to Ukraine, but the report has come out that we have sent Ukraine so much of our ammunitions, our things that we cannot replenish them fast enough.
Yeah, I know the manufacturers are actually like super behind on orders. They're super behind. They're like, we sent some missiles. They're like, those missiles are gonna take you years to get back.
Yeah. So my biggest worry right now is we don't have oil, we don't have guns.
Mm-hmm. The one thing that keeps America running.
We're kind of in a very slippery slope. Mm-hmm. What I will say is the Dixie, the dollar, is as strong as it's been since the last 3 years.
The Dixie?
Yeah, it's the index of the dollar, meaning how other countries buy our dollars is through the Dixie. It's an index of how strong our dollar is relative to other currencies. Okay. And it's as strong as it's been since 3 years.
I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Yeah.
Okay. The Dixie. I'm going to look into that because that's the first time I hear about it.
So that is the one good thing. I mean, since everyone has debt and we're still the number one reserve currency, they still have to buy it at a premium. Mm-hmm. So they still need us. They can't wipe us out just yet. But yeah, I would say we do need to start producing oil.
We need to start producing oil,
and we need to get more manufacturers.
Stop sending stuff out. Like,
we sent another 300 million of arms to Ukraine since Zelensky pulled up.
Of course we did. Apparently, they lost a fighter, a plane also.
Oh, we found it.
Oh, it was found?
Yeah, it crashed.
Oh, it crashed.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least we know the stealth technology works really well.
So what happened was like the pilot ejected.
There was
He ejected and then the plane just kept on flying.
Yeah,
but they didn't know where the plane was going.
So the story that I saw was they were training it out. There was a malfunction. Something occurred. Pilot had to eject. He ejects, and they can't track the plane because the GPS isn't working on it.
No, it's not. They don't have a GPS on it.
Is that what it is?
They don't have a GPS on it because they're
because it can get tracked by.
It's gonna get tracked.
Yeah, and it's a stealth pilot, a stealth fighter.
And then because of like complications of sorts, they didn't know which direction it was going.
So it was just flying around.
It was just flying, and it was on autopilot.
Yeah, I believe it crashed in North Carolina.
Oh really?
Yeah, they found it a day later.
Okay.
But kind of crazy that the U.S. had to.
What was it, like 100 million or a billion? 80 million?
80 million. You can round up to 100.
100 million. That's what I thought I heard. Okay.
Kind of wild.
That is wild. That's crazy. I mean, then again, the Pentagon failed its
audit the fifth time
earlier this year.
Yeah, so not much there.
Yeah, it's all a shit show. That's crazy. That's all I can say. I feel like
there's nothing you can say. It's just like it's a hot mess.
Yeah. Military needs to get its affairs in order.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. So,
what?
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about that price thing for China also.
What price?
The Bitcoin.
The Bitcoin arbitrage.
I'm gonna do some arbitraging.
Yeah. You need to be able to sell it over there. You need to have someone who's ready to buy over there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I want to talk to you about this ad that I've been seeing on my phone come up. Apparently, there's this new cellular service coming out by Helium, backed with Helium.
Zoom me in.
Zoom you in?
Because you see the rubber band moved. A little more in? In, not out.
Oh, this way?
One more? There you go.
Cool. Okay. There's this new service, mobile provider, coming out using the Helium Network. It's called Helium Mobile, and they're doing like a soft launch, only in a handful, like a dozen
locations,
zip codes in Miami.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I just filled in the zip code associated with mine, and then I was like, let's see, because it's not in Hialeah.
Not there yet.
No. Kendall's in there, South Beach, like.
You lose connection once you leave the network, that area though.
Probably. Yeah, but like, okay, so the way it is, it's an app that you have on your phone, and it pretty much just sends the communication via the app. I guess the app kind of works as an eSIM card.
But wouldn't it lose connection if you're out of that zip code to the network?
Probably, but okay, so it's $5 a month. I would get it just to try it.
Yeah.
Like just to see what's up with Helium. They're introducing like a cool feature, where they have a specific name for it, but the idea is Helium is like a connection-based blockchain, where instead of proof of work, like you're doing like proof of connection, where you're creating an open market by setting up devices that connect to other Helium nodes. And if you're trying to send a message to one specific device, you would use the closest one as like a hop to the next spot. And they're using for Helium Mobile, it's going to be used for cellular connection, like sending just basic phone calls.
Yeah, you can only contacts.
Yeah, like kind of like I think it's like a walkie-talkie style.
Basic plan.
Yeah, very basic plan. But if you're walking around, and you could turn this feature on. You don't need to have it on, but you could turn it on so that the app tracks your location and monitors your connectivity in your area, so that every I think they said 15 meters, it would just gather your information and see what the connection service is there, so that it provides information to the network where specifically another Helium node would be useful.
By every 15 meters?
Yeah.
That's not far.
15 meters isn't far, but okay. So I think Helium uses 5G. That's why they try to have so much. It's supposed to be fast information, but small amounts of information. That's why they're not doing video calls.
Yeah, but 15 meters is short distance.
So so just every 15 meters, it'll just gather information. Our phones are doing it all the time now, mostly.
Well, I'm talking about the distance thing, to have a node every 15 meters.
Well, no, it's not. Okay, it's not
it's
not to have a node every 15 meters. It's to test your connection every 15 meters.
Okay.
Typically, you could actually go on Helium's website and see how many nodes there are in the area. But it's not I wouldn't say it's a crazy amount, but I wouldn't say it's low. I think with 5 people in a neighborhood, that's more than enough.
Gotcha.
So if you sign up for that service, you'll get paid the Helium Mobile like
coin
essentially, that would go back into like just providing you more service.
Why are you getting paid that for using?
For giving them the information.
Oh, okay.
Because now they got the information saying, oh, so this is a good place. Like you're doing like market research for them.
So it's a question. Is it set? Do you know if it's separate from the Helium token itself, or is it the same one?
I think, okay, so the way I didn't really look into it, but conceptualizing.
You read the headline?
Yeah, I just. I signed up and
he read the headline, guys.
Kept it moving. The way I picture this, since it is on the Helium network, that token is just a derivative from Helium that would be like, okay, representing that cellular network.
Gotcha.
You could turn it into the service provider so that you could transfer your calls.
No, the reason I asked is because if it's
like a certain amount of that Helium Mobile would probably equate to some Helium coin.
No, because what I was saying is if you're paying I definitely haven't looked into it, but if you're paying the price that those $5 in either Helium or in the Helium Mobile token, which I don't know if it exists or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of it's like an FTT situation where it's a made up thing that has truly no value apart from that.
Yeah, it's strictly for that utility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like what I'm thinking is, how would Helium make money on it if they're going to be inflating their own currency or their own token within it? Unless
Helium, so Helium's just a network.
I'm talking about the
Helium Mobile
itself.
How are they going to make money?
Because I pay, ideally to get that wide spread, if I pay $5,
mm-hmm.
The way I would look at it is those $5 are going to be taken to add more nodes or more connection points. If I'm getting paid out in that same Helium token I just paid,
mm-hmm.
wouldn't I be devaluing what I'm purchasing, like the money I'm giving?
Okay, so you're saying you're giving the $5, they're giving you Helium Mobile token.
Yeah, the same thing I just paid. Essentially, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
And then I see what you mean. I'm gonna have to look into like their pricing and like how everything's working, but it just seemed like it was like a pretty.
No, the idea is cool. I just don't. When you have to, when they pay you like that after you get to paid service, doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it says it's okay. So Helium Mobile is an unlimited service. Apparently, you have unlimited talk, text, and data with Helium Mobile. Please note that data is slow, up 1,024 kilobytes per second.
1,000?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that's a turtle.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's supposedly unlimited, but it's super slow. Do they sell cell phones? You need to have an unlocked phone.
So your phone has to be paid off.
It has to be. Yeah. If it's an iPhone, it has to be paid off.
No, same for Androids.
Really?
Pretty sure.
Also?
Because the locking is the I forgot what it was called, but something within the phone itself that until the phone is paid off, you can't connect it to other networks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's all phones.
I see. Billing.
What happens making
payments? You can pay with crypto. Can I pay with cryptocurrencies?
Pretty sure.
No, not yet. Interesting.
Oh, so they're only taking dollars.
They're only taking dollars.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Why?
I take it back because I thought you were paying in crypto.
No, you're paying in.
I thought you were paying in the same currency they're providing. Never mind then.
No, you're not. You're paying.
Yeah,
you're
never mind. Then it's completely different.
Yeah.
It still may devalue their own token they're using, but you're paying in dollars, so they can rebuy it with dollars if at the worst.
I'm looking at their frequently asked questions, and it's actually very they have a lot of questions that they thought of everything. Using Saga on Helium Mobile. I don't know what Saga is. I don't even know what that is.
We're not reading the frequently asked questions right now, Alex, please.
No, I was trying to look for the answer to what we're talking about.
We're gonna have to look that one.
Yeah.
In more depth.
It's just something that I've been seeing like the past 2 days. As I've been scrolling, and I was like, oh, gotta look into that, and just want to mention it. But I think that'll be a really good thing to talk about also, on another episode. Because Helium is growing.
That could be in the Orchid episode.
Yeah, in the Orchid. That's what I was thinking. They seem like they go pretty hand in hand.
No, not just that. Is that it's not a whole lot of.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be cut off short. I think. It's only so much you can talk about for the VPN once you understand how it works. I'm pretty sure we can explain it pretty easy. Interesting.
Yeah, so I just want to talk. There's another service provider that just happens to use crypto.
Yeah.
Something that I feel like is
Dude,
be a good use case in the future.
Dude, you just reminded me of a video I just saw today.
Oh yeah.
I saw a reel that talked about when Burger King in 1993 started taking credit cards for the first time.
Okay.
At their stores, and every question was like, why are you doing that? Why would you use a credit card? Why would you use credit? If you can't afford a $3 burger, you should be eating here. Or how's it gonna affect the process? This and that.
It's like, yeah, how, like, is it gonna be a headache is the bank gonna call you just to buy a burger?
Exactly. Why are you using cash? It's so dumb. And my first thought was, that's Bitcoin. That's crypto.
That's literally crypto.
I'm like, that's literally crypto, because now we don't even hesitate. No, your second thought is cash. Your first thought is swipe.
Bro, sometimes I prefer using like mobile payment. Like, I saw Discover offers like 5% for certain things.
Yeah.
And this month, this quarter is like mobile payments get 5%.
Oh, like you pay through your phone?
Yeah.
Dude, my Discover should be packed then, because I have my Discover on my phone. And I don't ever carry it with me for the most part, so I only use that when I'm going to...
You need to activate it, I think.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that email yet.
No, I do it on the app.
No, but he sent me an email letting me know.
Do they send? I think I unsubscribed to those emails.
Okay.
Because I didn't use Discover, had like good things, but I forgot about it, and I just stopped looking at it, and I was like, oh man, gas 5% back. I missed out on that. Yeah, wild.
Yeah, but I saw that video and it made me think of Bitcoin, because I'm like, that's where we are, where people are sort of trying to figure out why would you use that over what you already have.
What was it, like the 80s?
1993. What
90s.
1993 is when Burger King started taking it.
Credit cards aren't even that old then.
No.
That's crazy. That's literally insane.
Before that, they were using checks and cash to eat.
Checks?
What do you mean? For sure, people paid in checks at some point in time at Burger King. 100%.
I can't stand checks.
I've never written one in my life.
They're easy to write. They're not bad.
I'm not saying there are. I've received them. I have never written one.
Yeah, it's a waste. It's literally a waste.
We're not getting into that. But yeah, saw the video. And I was like, oh snap, this is where we are.
That's exactly where we are. This is exactly where we are, and I think maybe even a little bit before that.
Oh yeah, we're not even at like first. We're not even at the first franchise use case.
Like actually, like consistent.
Like the biggest one you can say was Tesla when they offered it, and then they took it away. And now I think Elon recently tweeted that they might bring it back.
Yeah. So when he first decided to take it off, stop accepting Bitcoin payments, he was making this whole like environmental claims, saying that it needs to reach a certain amount of green energy.
Yeah.
And now it hit those markers officially, like for sure, like
they're hit. So
yeah. So like people are holding him to it.
So I think that's a great segue.
Okay.
To some other great big crypto news.
For sure.
Micheal Sayler has changed the way institutions or companies as a whole would hold their BTC.
Yeah. The accounting for Bitcoin.
The accounting. Changed? So it's
What changes did he make?
It's called FASB or something like that, or FSAB.
Fair accountability.
Fair accounting
for Bitcoin.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I have it here actually.
Fair Bitcoin accounting, FBA.
I am putting it up right now. This will definitely be
like this is gonna be the specific word.
Yeah, it's loading up.
I see. So he made some changes to the way.
So this is a Bloomberg article. It's long-awaited Bitcoin accounting rules to capture rises, dips. Let me see if it says it here.
What's it called? Interesting. Okay.
FASB.
FASB.
Yeah.
Fair accounting.
So I'm opening the link.
Okay. Okay, I see. Yeah.
Fair Accounting Standards Board. Micheal Sayler wrote to them, or he with the people on the board.
Okay.
Rewrote the rules for how Bitcoin is held on the balance sheet.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. One thing, I don't own Bitcoin in the business because it's
hard to account for.
Yeah, super bad.
So the current standards, the way you would account for Bitcoin essentially is, if you were to buy Bitcoin today, the current price is $27,000. You know that asset may 100x in 3 years from now, or in a year from now. But if the asset itself were to take a 3% or a 10% dip before that, it would register it at the lowest price. So you're technically holding it, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm clear on what I'm saying, is you'll be holding it at the lowest price that was registered. And if once it's there, it would look as negative. And that counts against your entire books. So for an example, if you make $1 million in a year, $1 million revenue a year, and you hold $1 million worth of Bitcoin at the beginning, you're technically up 2.
Okay. So you have the $1 million in Bitcoin in your reserves, and then you revenue in $1 million.
Right.
Cool.
The minute assume your price of Bitcoin drops 50%,
so
you're no longer revenuing 2. It's counting against the 1. It's so it's 1.5. You lost $500,000. And let's assume now that the price of Bitcoin bounces back up or goes into the green. It does not readjust to the new to that new price.
The lowest price.
It stays the lowest price. So always register as a loss. It'll never be reaccounted. The way Micheal Sayler explained it kind of is saying, the way he said it was, it was being reported or registered or being held as an asset you will not want to hold because of how conservatively it's being treated, versus it's not that. It's an asset that you do want to hold because in long term it shows to go up in value.
I see.
Which I just pulled up which we'll have the report for sure on there too, so you guys can look at it. And we'll also have the video where he is interviewed and talks about this in depth.
I think I was watching that, and from what I had understood was it's being treated like an asset that you would want to trade. Like similar to intellectual property rights, logos, like copyright in music. Like you don't typically want to trade that. It doesn't come in and out of the business.
Correct. But the difference between those, their value I don't think goes up and down.
Exactly.
It stays fixed.
So like once it goes down, it's okay, that's a new price for it. It's like it's unlikely that someone's going to pay you a higher price. Yeah. Very unlikely. But in the case for Bitcoin, it's a volatile asset.
Yeah, that always fluctuates.
It is something that you do plan on. I think he said it was like, it's a non-tangible asset, and that's why it was being taxed that way. Like not taxed, accounted for the way that you said. Where once it goes down, it stays down. But the Bitcoin is a tangible asset, and it is meant to be traded. So then they fixed that.
Yeah.
And that's big news.
That's super big news.
Huge news.
Because that means that it can no longer negatively impact your revenue.
Which would be super important for publicly traded companies. Specifically, like if you're on a stock, on the stock exchange.
Yes.
It won't make your numbers look bad.
Yeah.
Because holding Bitcoin would make your numbers look bad.
Because currently prices are down relative to where they were. On top of that, so the guidelines are not finalized just yet. What Micheal Sayler said, they should have it all finalized by the end of Q4 of this year.
Okay.
So Q4 this year should be finalized, and it will be mandatory, ideally by the end of Q4. Not Q4. By December 15th of 2024. So you won't have to do it from the get to switch over. Most people probably will get onto that wagon. But by end of 2024, mandatory, everyone has to account it the same way. So it makes it so that companies will want to hold it, or at least hold some of it, like how people say that 1% rule of what their total thing is, which is huge news because it means these big publicly traded companies can now hold something else apart from cash on their balance sheet.
On their balance sheet, yeah.
That's actually that's a good hedge against anything.
Against inflation.
Correct.
The dollar. That's crazy. That's big news. I wonder what companies are going to utilize that.
So it's going to definitely benefit MicroStrategies.
Well, for sure MicroStrategies is going to benefit from that.
Tesla's holdings are going to be definitely also.
Tesla's true, because Tesla never got rid of their Bitcoin holdings.
No.
They just stopped accepting it.
Correct. And I'm not sure what other obviously Coinbase, but they're an exchange, so I think there's a little different. Like it's more on a moving basis. It's not like they're holding it like for themselves. But it would just make it more appealing to those companies that already are looking for other things to be invested in.
I see. Yeah, that's definitely a bullish argument for.
Well, no, it's Definitely bullish.
Definitely bullish situation.
To close on the Diaz, it's going to be a big implementation. Videos will be down for this conversation. And the next thing we're going to talk about was also
reference videos.
Huh?
Reference videos.
Yeah, the
like
reference
other
video.
podcasts or stuff.
Yeah, and the article.
Bloomberg.
Yes. We're going to continue this with what the ETF also, because Micheal Sayler touched on that.
On ETFs.
On what
SEC.
On the SEC and the ETFs and what that can do for Bitcoin and whatever other ETFs come out.
Cool. So we'll be wrapping up with the SEC.
Maybe one more thing.
Okay.
Who knows?
So Gary Gensler. Well, he's not here.
Well, he's not here.
We don't want him here.
No.
We don't want nothing to do with that guy.
There's an update there. I don't have the article, and it's just a news headline that I really had in a little combo that I heard. Before we get to the ETFs, is the SEC now wants to go after DeFi protocols.
Oh, really?
Yep. Even though the back end where they're doing everything is decentralized, their front end, their website,
that's
not.
Yeah, I know that.
So they're gonna try to probably go after those smaller companies, since as they realize going after Ripple, Coinbase, Binance. You know, we could probably touch on Binance too. It's not as easy as they thought.
Well, it's funny because every time they pick up a fight,
they lose.
Like the first fight they picked was with Bitcoin, and they're like, wait,
there's no one.
Satoshi. Who's like, where's Satoshi?
Automatic L.
Then that was like a L by default.
Yeah, Ripple 2 years, semi L.
Yeah.
And now so that's something I heard that it wasn't
Ethereum, because they also did it for Ethereum, obviously.
And it's like
it just L's back to back.
It's not Gary who said this. It was the guy who that is their crypto guy for the SEC. Is there who says like DeFi and these other things are the.
I was looking to make sure the thing was in my face or not.
Yeah, are the next people are the next their jurisdiction or like area they want.
Their next target.
Their next targets, smaller things.
Oh, they're just going.
They're just shooting.
Going for it.
They're being monkeys, shooting shit on a wall and seeing what sticks.
That's crazy.
And not
These
going so
people,
well.
They have an agenda to kill crypto,
and it's not working.
It's not working for them.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna work. They're on a losing battle. I feel like they're just getting paid to do a job and trying to do the job.
Yeah, but do the job right.
They're trying. No, they're trying. There's no way they're gonna win that.
No, but I'm saying just do your job. No, I'm saying do your job and actually do like research, understand what crypto is, and really see where are there true downfalls and like hiccups.
No, okay.
I'm saying the SEC.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what they should be doing. What they're doing is trying to kill it.
Yeah, they're being reactive to things instead of being proactive to like, let's see where this goes because it's already here.
America's going to lose a lot of crypto business because of this.
No, we'll make it back somewhere else, trust me. So on that, they're still suing Binance, as you know. I don't have much of an update on the Binance lawsuit apart from they had their first hearing with the lawyers and everyone this week. And the judge, the SEC basically told the judge, we want permission to look under Binance's, if I'm not mistaken, Binance's US. I don't think it was the
like books.
The other one, the international, but it was Binance's books. Like to look under the hood, and the judge was like, no, you're asking for too much now.
They want to look at
everything, and the judge was like, pick what you want, and we'll go from there. You're not looking at everything. Sorry, you're not.
You just want us to look, yeah, that's intrusive as hell.
They're like, we're not doing that. So that was actually a win for them
for Binance.
For Binance, yeah. So there's a little FUD, as everyone likes to say, around Binance.
FUD with Binance
because it's news because they like saying they have a law turn and they found new positions for all these people, but it is interesting.
They had a lot of turnover, yeah. Turnover, Binance?
They had 10 execs leave within this year.
Oh, wow. 10 execs?
10 execs.
That's crazy.
They had 1, 2, 3, 4 in July 6th. They had Matthew Price, Stephen Milton, Han NG, I'm not going to try, and Patrick Hillman, all chiefs of Binance for different things, all resign to either leave for different roles or whatever, but they all left. They followed that with one more person in July, Stephen Cristo, a vice president of the compliance for Binance. August 31st, they had Leon Fung, which is the Asia side of Binance, also resigned. September, they had a total, September, same week, they had 4 people leave from Binance as well.
That's crazy.
CZ said that it's all regular turn, like it happens in all companies, and that he helped them all look for new positions.
Is the FUD saying that like there's some sketchy stuff going on?
The FUD is that if there's really nothing to hide or nothing's going on, it's kind of odd that all these people are leaving. CZ saying it's not the case. It's just people want to leave.
Crypto's down, so they're probably not getting crazy good at sales.
Returns
like those execs might just be like, the headache's a lot, and
I don't want to deal with it.
The pay's not the greatest.
I'm not saying there's FUD or like I'm not trying to make FUD. I'm just saying interesting. Keep an eye out because there's a lawsuit. There are a lot of things can happen.
True.
And we don't know what's going on. But that's some news there too.
Damn. So CZ's under attack by the SEC and the market. Not the market, but like public opinion.
Nah, public opinion still likes him.
Okay.
Public opinion is with him. Public opinion actually thinks
it's FUD. They just said it's FUD.
He's saying it's FUD, and everyone around him is also saying it's FUD. Like it's not.
But like not valid.
Not valid. I think it's valid just to know, just to be aware of it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, not much. It's a concern that's worth.
It's a concern I think anyone would have anyone from any.
Yeah, because I hear it and I was like, that does sound a little like.
It's like
especially at that level, like executives don't
leave.
Not like that. Like I don't know. Like you gotta get good offers.
Yeah, the way I see it is, it's like if you had 10 important to top execs from Apple, Microsoft, Ford, or any like decent company size, like CZ's company's size, big. You'll be like, what, in 1 year? What? That's kind of odd.
Yeah, it's a big
change.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on with that. But the lawsuit just started, and they already took a small dub, not allowing them to look over everything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a good thing for freedom too, because.
We can talk about freedom in this episode.
We could talk about freedom?
Oh, trust me. There's some freedom talks.
There's some freedom talks.
Oh, we'll end with that, if anything.
Okay, yeah. Because it just shows that, like, the legal system, like, in terms of the judiciary branch is, like...
For the most part.
It's like, we're not going to let those government agencies, that one, the SEC, overextend its power in requesting... to see information that's completely irrelevant to it. Yeah. It's like, if you got something to charge it with and, like...
Do it.
You're like, okay, prove it. Like you've found something, but you're not asking. You haven't found anything. You're fishing.
Yeah,
you're fishing for something.
Basically, what he said was, "Tell me what you want exactly, and we'll look at it. But don't tell me to tell you that you have full permission to go over everything because you're not doing that. That's like, no." So on to the really important stuff. ETF news.
Okay, what news are there?
I didn't know until Micheal Sayler explained it. What an ETF would implement to the Bitcoin market.
Oh, really?
Like I knew,
like liquidity?
Not liquidity, not that. In terms of how easy it would be for a brokerage,
for financial institutions,
for a financial institution to inject it into the market, and I didn't realize how easy it would be for them to borrow against it.
Yeah,
at such a large scale.
Yeah, no, the amount of money that'd be coming in is insane. Like
I didn't realize how the way I looked at it was they would still need 10 million cash to buy it, and they'll still need to buy it. It's not even like that.
You don't need the 10 mil cash to buy 10 mil of Bitcoin.
So what Micheal Sayler was explaining was, since it's going to be so intertwined with the financial system as an ETF, is essentially that they can call up their banker, be like, I need to buy this $10 million worth of Bitcoin. I need the money now. And they're going to give them the money at like 100 basis points or 200, whatever basis points they want to lend it at to them.
So like 1%.
Like 1%. It really may be more. Like it depends how
a few percentage for the day, right?
No.
Oh, it's not day trade?
No, it's not a day trade. To buy it and hold it.
Okay.
Essentially, they would just be able, a brokerage would be able to call their banker, be like, I need this money to buy this Bitcoin, and they're giving the money to buy it. Whatever term length, or if it's a day trade, I'm not sure. That's up to the moment.
Yeah, that's up to the financial institution to see how long they have that loan for.
So they can buy it on a loan like that.
10 mil loan, easy available.
And essentially, they can take out a loan against it like that.
Okay. against that, take out a loan.
They can take out an 80% loan against the asset they just bought.
Okay, so here's the thing that I think is kind of crazy, because that's kind of like what the whole banking system is. Yes. It's like, okay, you give me money, now I have money that I could lend, so I'm gonna lend money. Correct. And those people who get lent the money kind of need to deposit that money somewhere, so they go to a bank and deposit that money into the bank. Money came back. So like, I think it was like $100 deposit or $1,000 deposit ends up like 10xing in like total liquidity.
Yeah, I've seen those videos too.
It's like insane. Like, so that's like kind of like what makes the market a little like flimsy. It's like if everyone starts pulling back their money, it's like it's not really there. It's
not. No, it doesn't exist.
It's like not really there. It's
our banking system is broken. It's
that's not good money.
It's fractional banking. Fractional banking. You know, they only have to pay 10% of it, and not even
fractional reserve banking.
Yeah, fractional reserve banking. That's why we had these banking issues.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what. Yeah.
The main difference here is, since, like Micheal Sayler also mentioned, since Bitcoin's gonna be the first asset that you can't make more of.
Yeah.
In the system.
Yeah, at all.
Because you can buy more, you can make more houses, you can make more stocks, you can
mine
more gold, you can find. There is no more Bitcoin.
There's only 21 million,
and 5 million is gone, essentially.
Yeah, something like that.
So essentially, they're gonna be able to inject the market with money instantly to buy.
Yeah,
and hold.
That's straight up rocket.
That's straight up rocket fuel.
Rocket fuel.
That is absurd.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he mentioned, the way he kind of said it was, we're kind of in the point where we're not there yet, but we know where we're going, and it's wild.
It's exciting.
Also, the amount of ETFs that could be approved, all at once,
or
all in 1 week.
Or I figured like once they approve the first one, like they're gonna have to approve the other ones.
Once the first one, you approve one, the floodgates are open.
Okay, so the first one gets approved, if they don't approve them all at the same time, which I'm sure all of them have lawyers already talking to.
They're all going to be approved.
Yeah, they're likely all going to be approved at once, because there's a competitive advantage to see who buys the Bitcoin first.
Yeah, or all approved in the same week.
Yeah, but still, there's a competitive, like, some lawyers are going to be like saying, "Oh, don't approve that one. I'll pay you to not approve that one."
It won't work.
Why? Well, not approve
or
it,
delay
but like
it.
Delay it.
It may not work.
Delay is what I mean.
The reason I think it may not work, like that, you can't. I don't think they're gonna be able to finagle that one.
Someone's gonna have some dirt on someone and be like,
"Dude,
this one, you see this ETF could be delayed a day."
The thing is,
and that day is gonna make a big difference for that ETF,
for the price you're gonna buy in,
for how much you could get it, how much business. Essentially, the earlier you get in, the more business you could get.
I don't know if that's gonna be the case.
No,
just because it all depends, because how much money they have at their disposal.
All I know is I'm not selling.
Oh no,
not for that.
No,
I'm not giving my Bitcoin to them.
No. That's when you take loans out again. At that point in time is when when the borrowing system is gonna really get created for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Not even that. What I was thinking was, you have BlackRock, who has essentially only had, I think, one ETF ever not approved.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else, I think, apart from Fidelity, they're all newer investing companies. Mm-hmm. There is no way that they can approve any other ones and deny any of the other ones. The minute one is approved, it's all going down. And I think same week does not matter. But damn, it's getting hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Doesn't matter, because BlackRock or these bigger ones have the most amount of funds or most trust to scoop up the most amount, like the largest amount of Bitcoin. Like,
yeah, they could just buy a bunch of it.
So like, if you like,
I'm not selling it to them.
Size wise, 1% of a trillion, or of 9 trillion, it's like 900 million. 1% of 9 trillion.
1% of 9 trillion
is 900 million.
900 million, yeah.
That's how
900 billion.
900 billion.
Billion.
Oh,
trillion.
Bro, dude, I think it's 900 million. Do the math real quick before we go off.
1 0 0 0 0. How many zeros? Times 0.01 million. 900 million.
Okay, not going crazy. 10% would have been 900 billion.
Yeah.
But that's how much money can go in the first ETF. BlackRock, just 1% of that.
Okay.
It may be less than they do, but that'd be crazy.
1% of BlackRock could just go in like that.
Yeah. It might be less. It may be a quarter, but that'd be wild.
That's insane.
So what I'm saying is, since BlackRock is like the biggest player, no matter how much money the other ones have, apart from Fidelity, and I don't remember the other one. Oh, there was another big player there, like that has like a $3 trillion in assets under management. They don't. Apart from them, they're the only ones that can inject that much money into the market immediately. While all these other smaller ones can only inject so much, that can only affect it so much. Also, depend how quickly can they get people to sign up to interact with it through it, like to sign up for it, to get up to get the ETF.
To want Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Like how much it sells.
How quickly can they get it on?
Can they sell?
Yeah.
What do you mean get it on?
How quickly can they would people on board to those?
Okay, so it's gonna have to get approved. The financial institution is gonna have to set up the back end.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have to list it on their markets.
So it's how long it's gonna take for them to
get it listed on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how quickly will they be able to get people to buy one?
Buying is probably gonna be super fast.
These ETFs, I'm assuming, are gonna be open on all U.S. exchanges, and you're gonna be buying one over the other.
They might just like do like a quick
or is it gonna be like private? We're not sure. I'm not sure how they're gonna roll it out.
They might even do like an update on your like terms for like 401ks or IRAs. And so
401ks maybe not, because I don't think they have access. Like they wouldn't put it towards that.
Well, some people because it's funds. It's like I see.
It depends. They may add it. There's a lot to be worked around, but it's going to have a huge impact on the market. No, that will be those ETF will probably take Bitcoin from like the 60s that we saw at high to above and then stay there. Like the ETF, in my opinion, is what's going to keep the price from going down.
It's going to save the bottom.
Yeah. We may know after those ETF get launched. I don't think we'll see those crazy bottoms. I don't know. No, we don't know.
Market cap would definitely go back over for Bitcoin. Will go back over the $1 trillion mark.
Yeah. And to finally like close off on these ETF talks, ARK Investment. There's two of them. Let me just pull it up. I have it here. And
ARK moved recently to Tampa or St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
Tampa area. That's not far from here.
No.
I'm kind of surprised, but like that's good for Tampa. I think Tampa's a really good city. It's got a lot going for them.
Oh, it's not. It's Vanik and ARK both applied for the first spot ETF not spot ETF, futures ETF for Ethereum.
Okay.
So that should get approved as well. And once those get approved, after the Bitcoin ETF gets approved, the spot ETF gets approved,
Ethereum gets
a spot Ethereum ETF is next.
True. Ethereum's going to pump too then.
So that's going to be another one that also gets crazy because Ethereum has larger use cases, just an open market. So there may be more fluctuating prices there.
True.
Instead of just a store of value.
Yeah, because they're going to have a lot more markets. Like they have smart contracts. So
exactly.
It's got all of that.
So that would be also very interesting to see when that gets approved.
Insurance will open up to like insurance policies, real estate.
Yeah. The game's gonna get bigger next year.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah, once those ETFs get approved, a lot of funding will be available to develop on the blockchain.
Yeah, especially for those who hold Bitcoin right now at these prices. Dude, wild times are coming.
Wild times are coming. Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. You do what you want. Wrapping it up, you talked about freedom earlier.
Yeah, with the SEC.
And then
trying to overstep and get too much information.
Exactly. And how the judge denied it. So Russell Brand currently has some allegations.
Russell Brand, the
actor.
The actor, the British dude?
The British dude who was an actor.
He's like an advocate now or something, right?
He's no longer, he's 100% against big media, big pharma, all of them. Like he went on crazy rants on Rogan, on multiple, just saying how are you going to have the pharmaceutical companies who are supposed to do things for the better profit off of saving people's lives and not think that there is not some negative connotation against it. How are we going to have people who protect our countries not want war, since there is a war. What is it called?
What?
The not the industrial.
Industrial war complex.
Something like that.
The American war complex.
Is that how they call it?
Complex? Something like that.
Something like that. But he's talking about all of that, going completely against it, going against big media, big pharma, anti-war, anti-everything. He recently had an article written about him, how these 4 women are accusing him of sexual misconduct, even like harassment, stuff like that. And
harassment and sexual misconduct.
Yeah, I don't want to touch on that just because I don't know the full story. What I found apart from that is that Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble all got letters sent by Parliament essentially to have Russell Brand demonetized and deplatformed
by Parliament.
Yes,
like
by the government, by the British government.
The British government.
I'll send this to them to get them off of social media and not make money on it.
To demonetize Russell Brand. What's his name? Branson?
Brand.
For
the allegations that there is no trial yet, there is no civil suit, there is no nothing. It's literally a news article written about him, saying that these 4 women are coming out towards him. Okay. Coming out saying that they were harassed by him.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't see the article. No, I didn't know what it say.
I haven't read it myself.
But that's crazy. The fact that the government, the British government, sent a letter of recommendation to
not a recommendation.
It's a recommendation of demonetizing.
Yeah.
A request.
A request essentially. And of course, YouTube immediately took them off. Instagram also. With Instagram, Facebook follows. Rumble,
Instagram, Facebook
are one and the same.
They took him off. They demonetized him.
Yeah.
They blocked his account, and
I think I don't think they deplatform. I think they demonetized him and he can't make money. I'll confirm that.
Okay. It was Twitter, not Twitter.
X,
Instagram,
Facebook, Rumble, TikTok. What?
Okay. YouTube
as well.
Demonetized him. That's crazy. And then he wasn't charged. He hasn't been charged.
So he's still on Facebook.
He hasn't even been charged yet.
No.
That's wild. Because like it's one thing. Okay, I would understand if it was like it was convicted, then he's definitely guilty for sure. Demonetize him, deplatform him. He did a bunch of shit that he shouldn't be doing. If it's like a current active, like he got charged with it or not charged,
convicted.
Charged, not convicted is for sure he did it. If he got charged with it as if like there's going to court, then maybe pause, like put it like demonetize him for a while, pending court case, and like after the fact, if he does win, to back pay him. No, whatever he should have generated during that time that it was paused. But if there's no charges like being made and there's only one like news article, the fact that Instagram and Facebook already demonetized them.
So correction, as of right now, I don't see anything that says Instagram and Facebook. I will specify YouTube has.
Okay. So now
the
Instagram,
other two,
Facebook,
I don't see anything. YouTube 100% has.
YouTube, for the fact that YouTube to demonetize them like that with nothing going on, that's like an infringement of, I don't know, like what is it? It's like malpractice. They're weaponizing his
likeness, yeah. So he's still on Instagram, on Facebook. I don't know about if he's demonetized or not, but he's still on there.
That's insane. The fact that the letter was sent out off of one news article is also wild.
Yeah. So it kind of goes back to, as of right now, they can request to demonetize. It's up to like the institutions to say those institutions to say yes or no. But it can get to the point where if there were CBDCs, how people are pushing, they don't even have to ask. They just do it.
Yeah, they just do it. They strip your account.
They just strip your account. Kind of crazy.
I mean, that kind of happens now also with like bank accounts.
They have to close it. It's more of a...
They put a freeze on your bank accounts.
Yeah.
But it's a whole different process.
It's different. Versus here, it's not even like a freeze. It's just withdrawing.
It's just a central agency, private agency that says, okay, you're done.
Yeah. So that's kind of the current... Something that happened this week too. That's just...
That is big news. That's crazy. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. To end on a happy note...
I'm not surprised because of his involvement in like being so vocal.
Yeah, like that's the argument. The conspiracy that everyone's giving, which I don't know if it's conspiracy or not, is that this is happening because he's being so vocal against
a bunch of big industries,
big players everywhere.
For sure, I see that.
Corporations,
it seems a little sketchy.
Yeah.
A happy note. Yeah.
On the happy note, so the U.S. Put a bill saying that we are not going to have CBDCs essentially.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if it's passed exactly.
CBDCs, the way I explained it was, if there's a communist government that is supporting it and advocating and doing a lot of research and trying to build that, and you are pro-freedom and you don't want communism, you don't want someone to have complete and utter control of what you can and cannot do, why would you think it's a good idea? Right?
Correct, 100%. So let me just pull up the article real quick, and we can close out after this. We'll have it on where everything else will be. So CoinDesk, it's loading. Okay, the House Financial Services Committee approved a bill meant to prevent a U.S. central digital bank currency. The House Financial Services Committee is sending another crypto-related bill to the floor. This time, legislation meant to head of a U.S. CBDC. So, continue here. A crypto-related bill meant to stifle a future U.S. central bank digital currency is now heading towards consideration on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives after committee approval Wednesday, marking further progress for digital assets legislations in Congress.
Okay.
So we're definitely not, at least the bill shows that we don't want it either.
Yeah. It's that definitely says that we don't want it.
They don't
want it.
Even if they're trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully this puts in a better position.
Well, that's being proactive.
That's being proactive. But it's not by the SEC though.
No, I didn't expect it to be by the SEC.
That's the issue we're having.
That's what, Senate? Senate House bill?
No, the House of Financial Services Committee.
Ah.
So it's not even
House of Financial Services.
So they went ahead and approved it, and they're saying no to it. So that's a big win. At least it's there. It's being talked about.
Cool. That's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's good news. Yeah. Well, it's been a fun one.
It's been a fun one. This should be out ideally, hopefully Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Fingers crossed. Everything should be good.
We're probably going to start saying subscribe at the beginning, not at the end. Because,
subscribe, follow, share.
We're everywhere, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
We'll move on. We're going to start moving on to more platforms.
Yeah.
Because we're wild boys here.
We're crazy. No, we're not crazy.
We're just wild. So, it's been another fun episode
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted
Crypto Podcast.
Ayo.
Hey, yo.